Hello everyone, I'm Mr. South. This is full lesson in 10 PE, and this is one of our videos on the 4 habits that underpin all of our lessons. So to teach outstanding lessons consistently, this is something that you're going to have to make routine. This video is on tracking progress. Right, people, so one thing that is crucial in teaching outstanding lessons consistently is your students knowing where they are in relation to their progress and what they have to do to get to the next level. If somebody's observing you, then they're probably going to question your students on these things. So you've probably got your beautiful overall tracker, whether that's in Excel or maybe you're tracking on a school-based system. But I want to talk about how you can show progress within your lessons and involve the students in that. So one thing that I've used and has been fairly successful over a number of years is this form of tracking sheet. Okay, so I'll have one of these for each of my certainly Key Stage 3 PE classes. Up the right hand side, we've got the levels we use. So in our full lesson in 10-minute videos, we use the generic bronze, silver and gold as far as our lesson objectives. Then we have a photo, ideally, for each student, and they are placed on the tracking sheet with a bit of blue tack. Obviously, you're going to want consent for the photos, and these particular photos are blurred out so as to protect the student's identity. And then these photos will be able to be moved up and down within the lesson, after the lesson, so that students can see where you're assessing them as you go through each scheme of work. If you're doing something like athletics, then probably each athletics lesson, this poster will look completely different. If you're doing an invasion game like football, netball, then it might be the case that the students gradually move here and there throughout that scheme of work. Hopefully they'll be moving up gradually from bronze to silver maybe, or from silver to gold. So the students can see this. This will be on my whiteboard next to my learning objectives. It involves them. It shows them clearly where they're at in their learning. Now, our learning outcomes measure the student's physical ability. But this tracking sheet will also show what we consider even more important, and that is the student's attitude and effort levels. So each of the student pictures will have a sticker, just a small circular sticker, easy to buy, very cheap, get loads of them. The green will show that that student's effort and attitude is excellent, and therefore it doesn't matter whether they're bronze, silver or gold. As a teacher, we are more than happy with what that student is doing. Now, it might be that that attitude or effort goes down a particular lesson or group of lessons, in which case you might move them down to a colour that represents a lower level of attitude and effort. And you'll have a criteria for this, which you can have a look at an example of in our video on creating the right classroom atmosphere. If that student then improves again, then it's just another sticker over the top. Yep, you're back to green, Fahad, which means we're really happy with you, no matter where you are with regard to physical ability. So that will be there for all students to see, and therefore they are fully aware of where they are at and will be able to answer any questions based around this. Another method of visually showing progression that I use and can be used in conjunction with the previous method is using a continuum, which looks like this. And it's better for self-assessment, so it gives the students a chance to give their own opinion on how they're progressing. So the continuum goes from bronze to gold again, in line with how we do our outcomes. In this particular example, at the start of the lesson, the students have decided they are not at a bronze level yet, so it might be a completely new sport to them. But as the lesson goes on and you do your mini plenaries, then they will move that post-it up the continuum, hopefully up the continuum, and into the silver and gold levels. And then by the end of the lesson, you should have a final assessment of where your students think they're at with regard to the learning objectives. At this point, you can then test the students on their self-assessment. For example, you could take one of those post-its off from the gold section and ask that students to perform the skill that they've assessed themselves as gold. And then you can, as a class, decide whether they made an accurate self-assessment. But with a clear criteria, hopefully the students have been fairly accurate in that. And if this becomes a routine, the students will get better and better at accurately assessing themselves. So this is another option. Check out the other videos we've got on the habits that should come routine in your lessons, and also our lessons on full lesson plans with in under 10 minutes. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.